Hi, today from the beautiful Freiburg in Germany. Today I will tell you about the most common misconceptions about money. See you in the next part. Okay, let's start with the first misconception about money, which is really common, and it says your money is waiting for you in the bank. Meaning, when you pay in the deposit into the bank, then this money is kept by your bank for you to withdraw it whenever you need it. So most people or many people believe that banks keep the deposits of people to be withdrawn in the case they want to withdraw the money or the request. But what they don't realize is that the modern banking system in every country is based on fractional reserve. It means that the bank in the United States is obligated only to keep 10% of your money as a reserve in the vault, so to say, and they give away the rest of it as loans to businesses, to other people. In other countries, like European Union, it is even more extreme. It's only 1% that the bank is obligated to keep as a reserve, and they actually try to give away as many loans as possible because that's how they make money. And it means that in Europe, if only 2% of people decide to withdraw the money from the banks, they will not get this money because the banks simply don't have the money. The banks are extremely illiquid and they absolutely don't have the deposits that you have deposited in the banks. They don't have your money. So this is a fairy tale, it's a myth, it's a misconception that your money is waiting for you in your bank. Now, banks hardly have any money, any liquid money. Okay, next misconception. The state guarantees money. You know, many people think the state takes care of everything and it guarantees money. There are always inscriptions on every note that this money bill or this money, this banknote or this coin is guaranteed by the central bank or by this or this state or this country. But this is bullshit. What the state guarantees is only that it forces merchants, that it forces everybody on its territory to accept this money as payment. But it doesn't guarantee the value of the money. And for example, the American dollar lost 98% of its value, of its purchasing power in 100 years. The states don't guarantee what you can actually buy for that money. For example, 100 years ago, you could buy leather shoes for $1 How many dollars do you need today to buy high quality leather shoes? You answer yourself. So the state doesn't guarantee the value of the money, doesn't guarantee what you can actually buy for the money. And even the promise to guarantee that your money will be accepted at all is a fairy tale because it won't work in hyperinflation. For those people who experience hyperinflation, I have experienced hyperinflation, and I know that in these cases, people start or stop accepting the money. They say, you know, what you are bringing me here is a bunch of paper, it isn't worth anything. When you come to a shop with a barrel full of paper money and it is worthless, people will say, give me some real money, something tangible. like gold maybe, or maybe some items, some objects that have value, and not the paper you are bringing me here that is worthless. And in these situations, in the situations of hyperinflation, the promise of the state that it will be accepted for any value, I'm not talking about how much it will be worth, but if it will be accepted at all in that country, this doesn't hold in crisis, in situations of hyperinflation, because they can't execute, they can't force people anymore to accept this worthless money. The next misconception says money is backed by something. Many people think that states buy gold because they need that gold to back the currency with, that the currency is somehow backed by the amount of gold in the vaults. In 1971, we completely gave up the gold standard. So there is absolutely no relation between the money that a state issues and the gold in its vaults, in its reserve. The gold that states possess, that states have, or that the states buy, it is purely for the security and for the ability to, prevail internationally, to buy something internationally in case that the global financial system collapses. And you could think money is somehow backed by the economy of the state or by, the assets in that state. It translates, of course, automatically in that, but there is no official backing. It would mean that the state, the government, would have the right to confiscate the assets, the wealth of its citizens. Actually, every state says by giving away, by printing new money, we are able to tax our citizens, to squeeze out the wealth of our citizens, and this is what we guarantee, right? And we hope they will produce in the future more, they will be able to pay more taxes so that we can issue that money, and we will still be able to squeeze out that much wealth out of them. The next misconception is that people think the real money is the state money, right? If you are in the United States, then you think the dollar is the real money. When you are in Europe, you think euro, this banknotes, this is the real money. When you are in other country, then you think the money that is issued, or the paper money that is issued by your state, by your country, this is the real money. But I have to disappoint you. This is not money at all. This is just a currency, and there is a difference between currency and money. Currency, it's a mean of payment, and money is mean of payment plus a store of value. Money should be able to store value in a long term, and as I said before, dollar lost 90%, 98% of its value in 100 years. And every other currency in the world lost even more of its value in 100 years. Many currencies went through 2 or 3 hyperinflations, and in every hyperinflation they lost almost 100% or close to 100% of the value. So paper money certainly doesn't keep value. It never kept value and will never keep value. It will always end in hyperinflation. This is not money. This is just a currency, mean of payment that you can transact with, but you can't store your wealth in paper money, because you will lose every year a piece of your wealth. If you are lucky, you will lose only 2 or 3% every year, meaning even after 20 years you will lose more than half of your wealth if you are lucky. And when you are unlucky, you will lose all your wealth in 5 years. When you try to keep your wealth in state money, in paper money. Some people consider gold this as real money. Gold, I have a Krugerrand here, 1 ounce of gold. Some people call this real money, some people call Bitcoin real money. Fact is that these two types of money, they keep the value, or they rise in value. 5,000 years ago, you were able to dress yourself as a gentleman for 1 ounce of gold. And today you are able also to dress yourself for 1 ounce of gold. It's roughly, when I'm recording this, it's roughly $1,500. So you can dress up for 1 ounce of gold after 5,000 years. It's more or less the same value. And Bitcoin not only kept its value throughout its career, throughout its existence, it has risen in value many, many times. So this is real money. For money, you need the quality of store of value, and the paper money, the government money, the state money is lacking this quality. It's not real money. At the end, I want to quote to you a really bizarre misconception that I read in some comments in emails from many people. I don't know how common it is, but it is so amazing, so outrageous that I need to talk about this. So it says money needs to be printed because people need to get their salaries, and this is somehow this comes from a misunderstanding, I think, how money works. So people who represent this misconception, who think like that, they probably think that, you know, money is printed, then it is paid to employees, and then these employees buy something for that money, and then this money disappears. And this is just not right. This is not how money works. This is not how economy works. In reality, the money circulates in the economy. So once it is printed, it is, let's say government prints the money and pays it to its employees. Then this employee buys something for that money, and this money is income or revenue to the merchant. Then, of course, the merchant needs to pay to his suppliers, so the supplier gets it, the supplier needs to pay his employees, and so on and so on. It circulates in the economy. So money doesn't need to be printed more and more. If we stopped printing money, issuing new money today, the economy would still work. It will just, even if we produce more goods, we produce more services, the economy grows, then the same money divides itself up among more goods, which means then that products get cheaper, services get cheaper, people can buy more for the same money. So it's absolutely not necessary to print new money, but these topics are good topics for the next film about misconceptions about money, about more misconceptions. I invite you to name some misconceptions about money, some myths about money that you have encountered. Maybe your beliefs about money, about how economy works. Write this in the comments below. I invite you to share this video with your loved ones, with your friends. One day they will thank you for that. I talk here a lot about how money works, how economy works, how to do business, how the best entrepreneurs in our world, the self-made billionaires in our world, think and act. I talk also a little bit about cryptocurrencies. I talk about doing great, impossible things in your life and business. So if you like this video, you will certainly like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. That's it for today. from the beautiful Freiburg in Germany. Wish you a fantastic day. Let's do something extraordinary today.